Hey people, it's Steel Gamer here with a follow-up video I said I was going to make regarding the first video I had posted on the Bethesda forums about how Fallout 76 has an extremely bad game design. Now this whole video is just me reviewing and reading replies on the forum, if any are left, which I'm assuming they are, and going over the stupidity level of people that leave comments for my types of videos. So even though I haven't read any of the posts or replies, if any at all, I can guarantee you, despite me putting these disclaimers up here on the forum, right up top, before the video was even shown, and as well as the disclaimers I put in the video, I guarantee you people are going to go ahead and do exactly what I said doesn't matter. So they'll be using opinions or, how I'm dumb or whatever it is, and not having a single thing to back up what the game developer says to make them right, basically proving everything I'm saying. So, without further ado, I'm going to get right into this, and this ought to be for some interesting reading. So let's see. Just a quick recap. I basically said I am not going to respond on the forum or reply to or acknowledge any person that tries to say what I'm talking about missing, that what the game developers didn't explain is common sense, what somebody thinks is obvious, asking is this my first game, or making comments about have I played a previous game, the term figure it out, or how can anybody be this dumb, or anything else of that nature, because none of those have any valid structure to make any counterpoints towards what I'm saying. So let me take a look at the first reply here. So here he has quoted what I'm saying, and alright, somebody goes, I tried to watch, I rarely did, that's spelt incorrectly, really is spelt two L's, and it's two L's, not one. Alright, so he goes, I tried to watch, really did, but when the person in the video started complaining, the person in the video is me, you idiot, and so when the person started complaining about how the game needed to point out the Pip-Boy better, so a quest line in the top right in a big yellow triangle isn't enough. Okay, first of all, you're a moron for saying that, because the game developers don't tell you to look at the top right, nor is there anything written about a big yellow triangle. So what do you mean isn't enough? It's not even, there's nothing explaining about this. I don't know what the hell this kid's even talking about. He's taking something and this is made up. He made this up and then tried to use this point to argue. Did the game developers tell you anything about the top right or a big yellow triangle? No, they didn't. So this guy is a moron. Let me continue, because this is getting interesting. I don't understand what the person in the video is even angry about. There again, top right corner or screen, stop right there. There again, the game developers didn't tell you anything about the top right corner of the screen, so you have no counter argument. That's an opinion. What about the top corner of the screen? Where did you get that from? Why are you even reading the top corner of the screen is the question. Has what you're supposed to do on your screen. No, it doesn't. That's a falsehood. That is not what to do, because the game developer, in order for that comment to be correct, a comment on the screen from the game makers themselves has to state that's what you do. Without that, this kid's an idiot. Even though he is saying it isn't so that it's the developer's fault that he didn't look at all the things on the screen. It is the developer's fault, you idiot, because the developers are the ones who are responsible for making sure you are supposed to read the top of the screen. I want to know where this idiot gets the audacity to try to state what you do is in the top right corner of the screen without having a single thing from the game developer backing up that statement. Nowhere in the game does it tell you anything that's in the top right corner of the screen even means anything, or to read it. So why this idiot is reading it is beyond me. But I'm not going to sit here and let him use that to try to counteract something, because he has no counterpoint on this. I don't care what's in the upper right corner. This person needs to come out and show me where the developer said the top right corner is what you do. I don't care what he's looking at. This is about what the game developer did. So he continues going on. At 13 minutes, he said the game makers didn't tell him the marker was there on screen. The quests are in the top right corner of the screen. Again, he's going on with the top right corner of the screen, and yet the developer never told you there is quest in this game, first of all, and secondly, where they're located, and thirdly, how to know what you even have. So this isn't even, he has no valid points at all. I don't even know what this kid's rambling on about. Alright, so what's the point of posting this twice, besides the fact that you desperately... Alright, so this started off good, now I'm not even going to acknowledge this. Alright, so let me continue. Just streamers, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to watch a video over an hour long. Having quickly flicked through it, I'd say the guy in the video is a thick whatever. Okay, so here you have somebody that point blank says, I'm not going to watch it, and then proceeds to make comments about it. Right. Alright, so we're back to this clown here again. I tried again. Alright, so they didn't tell you. Oh, they did tell you because you didn't pay attention. Okay, so this is my question to this clown. They told you, right? So I want you, instead of saying they told you doesn't mean jack. So I want you to show me. Pull up a video where there is an actual message on the screen from the developer saying what to look at. I don't want your opinion about, well, it's in the top right corner of the screen. You need to show a message from the game developer themselves on the screen that says anything about the top right corner of the screen before you even go do that. Because if you don't, you're not going to sit there and tell somebody, oh, they didn't pay the attention. There's nothing to pay attention to because you're not told anything about that. So, no, you're right. There's nothing to pay attention to. So, what do you mean they told you? That's a point-blank lie. They didn't tell you anything. I stopped at, well, everybody's been complaining. No, they haven't. I don't even know what that's about. He said it's not... Alright, so let me see. He says it's not obvious which way to go to get out of the vault despite the cardboard cutouts. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. I even addressed this in the video. Cardboard cutouts mean nothing at all unless the game developer tells you they point the way out. So again, exactly as I said, despite me saying it, here's a person, first of all, that hasn't watched the video and skimmed through it. Secondly, is using something that I already said in the video has no relevance in why, and now he's basically saying, oh, it tells you to look that way. No, it doesn't. You need a message from the game developer backing that statement up, otherwise you're an idiot and are talking out your ass. Does he want his hand held with the entire game? Again, I've also addressed this. When it comes to instructions and how to get out of the vault, yeah, you bet your ass, pal. It does require it. Just because, I don't know, if you don't have the instructions, you're not going to get out of the vault. Anybody who says that they guessed or did that, that is you looking at that and deciding that's what that means. That's not relevant. Did the game developers tell you to follow the cardboard cutouts? No, they didn't, so it's not even relevant. I even made it a point to say that, well, there's a party hat that's pointing up in the sky, so that means to follow that too. I can do the same exact thing with anything else that you're doing with the cardboard cutouts. And what are you going to do? Tell me that's not true? Really? How do you know it's not true? Prove it. So the same exact argument applies. Okay, so let me see here. I explored the vault and avoided the exit, but 90% is locked. You have to actively be avoiding the exit to not get out. That is 100% false because you have no idea where the exit is because the game developers didn't tell you how to get out of the vault. So what do you mean actively avoiding it? If you don't know where the exit is, how can you actively be avoiding something if you don't even know what the hell you're avoiding? That doesn't even make any sense. Alright, so much as I agree that this game has serious flaws, that dude's first point is absolutely pants on the head, mentally impaired. He's complaining that he doesn't know what to do because the voicemail message of the Overseer has no date on it. That is correct. You're basically trying to state that the Overseer tells you what to do. I never said that the Overseer doesn't tell you what to do. I said that message, you have no idea how old that message is, so you can't actually try to use the Overseer's message as a means to say that's what to do unless you know for a fact how old that message is. This guy clearly didn't listen to the actual explanation that I had given in detail about that. He only took this and then decided to skip over everything that made that point valid. He has no valid counterpoints here. That's the OCD level of nitpicking. No, that's called common sense. If you don't know when a message was left and they tell you to go out and find him, you're not going to go find somebody that's been dead 30 years, you idiot. Sorry, but that's how it is. No, it's not how it is. No offense to that guy. He really feels like he can't believe the message from yesterday. No, has nothing to do with that. You have no proof it's from yesterday. This is the thing. Nobody has proven a damn thing that they're saying so far. You have no dates and nothing from the developer backing up your statements. Everything I said is a fact. And again, I don't need to back up my point. I just need to prove you can't back up yours. Because unless you have a date, you're trying to dictate it was tomorrow. Prove it. Prove it's tomorrow. Today is January 3rd. The email header says January 2nd on it. All right, so you're talking about me nitpicking, and then he nitpicks. Interesting. It doesn't matter, because you don't know what date it currently is. So it doesn't matter. You have no valid counterpoints without a current date, when you are, and when that message was left. So, uh, simple fact that the entire vault is still decorated. That's also false because computers sit around. Just because you have had a party doesn't mean anything. Everything is clean and cared for. That doesn't mean anything. Things are left in. People leave buildings untouched for 20 years and they're still exactly the same. So this kid's a moron. All the robots tell him it's Reclamation Day. Yeah, when does the robots are telling you it's Reclamation Day when they were programmed with it, not that today is Reclamation. This kid doesn't even have a clue to what he's talking about. He's trying to actually argue a point he can't argue because he doesn't have the information to argue. The bottom line here is he has no clue when this stuff was. He has no clue to when these dates were, so you have no relevance or valid counterpoint to try to say that when I woke up, is this near the same thing? That's the whole thing. You cannot dictate when this is. So unless you have a way to dictate the dates, you have no counterpoint. You're just rambling on about absolutely nothing. All right, so he's like, yeah, I entirely agree. He says that not obvious. Okay, so again, he agrees entirely that somebody took an opinion about how to get out of the vault and decided that was a fact, yet the developers don't back up anything and make that a fact. I can tell you the cardboard cutouts don't, and you can't disprove me. It doesn't matter which direction they're pointing. Again, I'll refer you to the party hat with the directional point. I can do that with anything in the vault. One of the things I like about Fallout games is they don't hold your hand. This has nothing to do with hand-holding. This is called basic concepts and giving a person a learning curve. Alright, so this dude needs to pause his video. 5:55 seconds tells me... here he goes again. This kid needs to get off the top right corner of the screen unless the game developers tell you that. Here, I will spell it out for you. Miscellaneous with the big yellow diamond. Here, I'll spell it out for you. That means nothing. You haven't been told by the developer that means anything, so you are making crap up. And I hope you watch this video because you are making stuff up. That's true. That's your opinion. I can say it's not. Prove it is. You need to prove what you're saying. If the dude in the video is too dumb to figure out that I love this. Figure it out. It's not a math problem. You're not told anything, so there's nothing to figure out. That statement doesn't even make any sense. So, okay, let me continue here. My 6-year-old... Oh, here we go. Here we go. It never fails. Somebody always references their younger nephew or their son or their daughter. Like that has any validity to it. The game developers didn't tell you anything, so what do you mean you're figuring it out? Figuring what out? They didn't tell you anything to figure out. I don't understand these questions. These people are so dumb. He was over here and saw me playing and made a character. He wandered around and asked me what things were, and I told him, stop right there. You told him, so he didn't... He got outside by himself after you told him. How can he get... Oh, God. And what does this have to do with the game developers not giving you a single shred of information? Did I ask you about your 6-year-old nephew? Did I ask you this? No. Okay, for the last time. The game developers don't tell you, then it doesn't matter. Nothing you say is relevant. This is either the game developers tell you or they don't. So what the hell does this have to do with the game developers not giving you a piece of information? What, your 6-year-old nephew could... Oh, so you did it so the information doesn't need to be... You're an idiot, dude. Shut up. Alright, wait, what? Deja vu. I was here before. Thinking is hard. If everyone cannot escape the vault in the same exact time, then inadequately, we will need games where everyone is equal. What is this kid even talking about? Thus, if thinking is involved, where's the social justice? This doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know what the hell this kid's talking about. Nope, not watching a documentary dedicated to obstacles of inherent thickness. I don't even know what are these people even talking about? What does these two replies have to do with anything in here? Oh, here we go. Be careful. He's got a mod watching. My response of his character's face is being dead. I don't even know what that means. Alright, so now this person's like, oh, it gets even better. He equips the Pip-Boy at 16 minutes. Acknowledges the fact that the game prompted him to press B. No, it doesn't. I didn't acknowledge the fact. The game tells you to press B. That's not an acknowledgement. That's a base fact. At 6 minutes 15, to open the Pip-Boy immediately afterwards. Yeah, and? Opens the Pip-Boy at 1707. Yep, because the game told you to. Now, goes on a continuous rant thereafter about not knowing what he's supposed to be doing. Punctuated by complaints, not knowing about what the date and time is, despite the fact that this info is being directly stared him right in the face there on the Pip-Boy. Every time he's opened it since 1707. Okay, so, first of all, that's not even relevant to what the hell is going on. What this kid purposely did is he avoided the actual points I made by cherry-picking out what he wanted and then rearranging what was said to match his own theories. The Pip-Boy, just to clarify this, you were given a message by the developer to open the Pip-Boy. Once the Pip-Boy is open, there is nothing further from the developer telling you why you opened it. That is the only point that matters. I don't care what information is on the screen. None of that has any relevance to the fact that, did the game developers give you a message to open it? Yes. Once you opened it, did you get any further information about what to do or what the screens do, or is the screen interactive from the developers? No, you didn't. So the point here that everybody loves overlooking is that you got a message to do something, and then the developers failed to follow through with a continuation of what you do once you accomplished what they originally told you to do. So this is incoherent babbling that has no relevance to, we're talking about what the game developer did, not your opinion. It does. So what if it's staring at my face? Who cares? Now he goes, finally finds the overseer's office at 3927, where he literally stands opposite the overseer's terminal. Okay, so first of all, I already pointed this out. Again, totally ignoring the fact that nowhere does it direct you which side of this is you're supposed to be sitting on. So now, first of all, let's go back and look at this as a whole. First, you got some clown saying something about markers despite the game not telling you. Now you have this clown saying when you go to a marker, you need to be standing at a certain angle. Make up your mind that the marker doesn't matter. Really? Okay, so now you have two idiots doing two completely different things, trying to trash something they have no idea what they're talking about on. Then flat out refuses to intuitively walk around to the desk. Stop right there. Intuitively is an opinion. First of all, you're not even told to go to the desk. Secondly, it's not even a map marker. Third, I was only using that as a reference. So whether or not I walked around the desk, I notice how I gotta love how he conveniently puts that I refuse to flat out walk around the desk to interact with the terminal. That is an opinion. Are you told to walk around to the terminal, and are you not even, first of all, you're not even told to go to the terminal. There's nothing in the game whatsoever that even tells you or hints to reference you going there. So that doesn't even have any relevance to anything that I'm talking about. This is your opinion, which you have a right to do, but I'm not going to sit and let you use your opinion to override what I'm talking about, because this is about, did the game developers tell you to even go to the terminal? No, and there's no reference there to tell you to go there. There's nothing in the game that even directs you to go there at all, period. It's walking around just like at simple things, interacting with things. This, after learning how to interact with a PC terminal several moments earlier. No, that's not even close to the same thing. So he literally denies himself the ability to obtain what perhaps the most crucial information about exiting the vault. Well, the problem with that is afterwards, I went back and actually opened the terminal because of a specific instance, and I actually showed and proved that nothing in the terminal has relevance to anything at all. So again, now he's making stuff up, adding it to the game that doesn't exist, and then trying to state, oh, it's a crucial piece of information. There's no information in that whatsoever that even applies to anything that's going on. It's irrelevant audio or message logs about somebody cleaning up messes or whatever the hell it is, and it has no relevance to anything about what to do. There's no connection to that computer to anything you're talking about. Anything that's in the game at all. Alright, so let me continue. Alright, so he's basically making this up. So he now acknowledges that I went to the terminal, but fails to also inform why I went back to the terminal, and also fails to explain that I opened up the terminal and proved that what's in these terminals and written there contradicts everything else that everybody's saying, because in the terminal, it literally states this, what is written there, and everything that happened, the birthday party and everything else, happened 25 years ago and everybody's already dead. The terminal itself, in the information in that, proves that, because it says it on the screen. Alright, makes me wonder if he even knows all the game devs included a game settings menu. Oh, here we go. Alright, now I'm just going to counteract with this. Did the game developer... Why should anybody have to look anything up when the game developers are giving you messages on the screen about opening menus or openings? They're telling you to open certain screens and then not giving you further information. So do you say, well, there's a menu setting, isn't even a valid counterpoint to that, because the game developers already told you to open a menu. I love how these people totally ignore all the key factors and points that I had said, which makes their arguments or counterpoints totally invalid. Let's say, all right. Which lets less empirical and or highly directional players like him know which game controls the map and a keyboard. Whether or not you know what keys do what has no relevance to the friggin' screens not being explained. How dumb is this kid? But it seems increasingly like the OP may not be bothered with accessing said menus even after it discovered it exists. Because there's nothing in the menus that tell you how to use these screens, you moron. Alright, let me continue going to page 2 here. Alright, so now we get somebody just rambling, okay? So now somebody comments this. I stopped watching the video as soon as he said Guild Wars was a bad game. Guild Wars was an amazing game in its time. Nothing, he says, I can take serious now. So what you have is an idiot who is so in love with the game developers can't do anything despite all the flaws in it. Right, okay, that's common. That's fine, he's a fanboy, it's fine. Somebody that doesn't want to watch the video has no business commenting on it later on. So we're just going to make sure that Percello has no comments later on. So we shouldn't be saying anything at all. At all. Alright, Woodstar. This guy's age show elementary. Well, in his defense, if your goal is to be the next YouTube gaming... Alright, this has nothing to do with the game. Alright. Okay. Alright, so you're more patient. You mean the vault. He literally spent an hour plus in a live stream. Alright, to clarify that, the first half an hour of the game was me laughing at the creation screen because it was funny and I was poking fun at it. So it's not an hour plus ranting. Half an hour of it, at least, was me making fun of the creation screen and how goofy the characters looked. So let's correct that. While apparently unable to figure out how to leave the vault. I love this. Again, you're acting like there were some keys or, instruction or some hints that the game developer gave you that allow you to put 2 and 2 together. This is like leaving a math question. Let me put this as, because I said I was going to make a reference to the a comparison. To the washing machine. This is exactly like every single one of these idiots replying to this video is exactly like saying the instructions for how to open the door was only done by running the washing machine, and then because you're not told to run the washing machine, you have every single person who was told how to do that then telling somebody they're dumb for not running the washing machine and looking around because they put instructions where they didn't belong off of something nobody's going to know. That's exactly what this is like. My 10-year-old... Alright, here we go. Again, none of this stuff is relevant. So let me see. He writes up a whole wall of tests. Like the OP, my young cousin, like him. In fact, he's going for a new... I don't know what this is. But no offense to the OP. When I say ever started, I don't even understand what the hell he's talking about, because we're talking about Fallout 76. And now he's starting to talk about the Elder Scrolls, GTA 5. Even though the Elder Scrolls is made by Bethesda. Sorry, it's not made by Bethesda. Elder Scrolls is made by ZeniMax. ZeniMax Studios, and ZeniMax Online Media are 3 separate entities under the Bethesda umbrella. So the fact that people are even trying to compare the Elder Scrolls to the same people who made this game are idiots, because they don't understand who is making what games. Unlike the OP, you'd rather intuitively explore. That is an opinion. We're not talking about what a gamer decides they would love to do. I don't care if you went around and exploring. Did the game developers tell you something or not? If they didn't, then it doesn't matter whether you like to explore. Good for you. And how does that apply to me? It doesn't apply to me. It doesn't apply to anybody. That's your play style, good. But you're not going to sit and use your play style to try to act like that's what somebody's supposed to do. Simple as that. And if you actually watch the video, I did walk around and explore. I pointed that out. I says, people, I've said it several times. People are like, oh, did you listen to it? Did you walk around and explore? If you watch, I walked around and touched everything. I listened to every conversation, everything else. So this moron is saying, unlike the OP, oh, it's basically saying, unlike me, which I didn't explore, he'd like to explore. This guy's a moron. All right, let me see. Interact with NPCs and objects. After you've watched my video, you'll see that I interacted with every single thing, and I listened to every single conversation, and I did every single on-screen instruction as it came up. So I don't even know what the hell this kid's talking about. No. Maybe he would do that, but here's the thing. You're not told to do that, so it doesn't matter whether you choose to do that. Did the game makers tell you to equip it? No, they didn't. So that comment is totally invalid. Take it a bit, teaching himself. Teaching himself what? This is a false statement. You aren't teaching yourself anything because you have nothing. There's no instruction. You don't have anything to work with, so there's nothing to teach you, meat stick. All right, there is no useful data, so now we're doing Scar. I'm just going to stop reading this guy's comments. Basically, my cousin's natural curiosity experiments. So the fact that I went around and touched everything and listened to every conversation has no relevance, but yours did, really? Okay, you're an idiot. All right, so let me see. No, I mean, whatever. No, I mean, I never actually watched him pick up the Pip-Boy. I couldn't keep going. Okay, so if you would see, so this guy's making, all these people, half of these people are making comments on something. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, so again, this guy's just a troll trying to post. He's posting stupid comments in a troll because this term, hold your hand, does not work when it comes to a tutorial. Because apparently gamers are too dumb to understand that the beginning of a game, when you're put into it, is required by the game developer to explain how to use it, period. Without that information, it's not a valid counterargument. Wow, the guy in the video was so pretentious, persisting his options as a fact, waiving any other opinions for being his opinion. They are opinion. Did the game developer tell you something or not? It's a yes or no question. There is no in-between on that. So your opinion doesn't matter when it comes to this. This is either A, the game developer said, press B to open the Pip-Boy, or press the hotkey to open the Pip-Boy, which in this case they did, and then after the Pip-Boy's open, did you get any on-screen messages? I don't care what you're looking at, and I don't give a crap if you move your mouse around the screen or whatever it is you decided to do on that screen. That's an opinion. We're talking about, did the game developers continue on following through with the remainder of the instructions, what to do once the screen was open? To try to say that information isn't needed means you're an idiot, and it's an opinion. Just because you don't want the instructions has no relevance to this actual fact. It is a fact. The game developers didn't explain how to use the Pip-Boy. Whether or not somebody knows how is not relevant. Whether or not somebody guesses isn't relevant. That's not a valid counterpoint. That's an opinion. All right, in my opinion, okay, the only thing worse than a YouTube star is a Warner or whatever. Yeah, look at this guy. He acts like a child, okay, 30s, 40s. Okay, so you guys got talking about stuff that has no relevance to anything. So my point is I just wanted to get, I accidentally think I thumbed that up. I just wanted to get this out of the way as a review because this goes to show you, I had already said every single thing in this video that people are already posting. Every single thing people posted about is exactly what I said, and everything people is posting about has no relevance to the actual facts in the video. To say what I'm saying isn't a fact means you're basically saying the game developers explained how to use the Pip-Boy. They didn't. You're taking it upon yourself to mess around with the screen and then trying to use that as an argument to say it's explained. It's not. This is about what the game developers did, not an opinion. So that's really all I have to say about this, and I'll probably make more of these videos as they come up. But I'm going to continue making follow-up videos, Fallout 76 videos regarding just how badly the game content is. And anybody that doesn't understand why combat needs to be gone over, or why hacking needs to be explained in a thorough fashion, or why you don't why a game developer doesn't tell you, only tells you to open a screen and then doesn't tell you what to do with it, or doesn't give you navigational instructions or base breakdowns, are idiots. That's not hand-holding. That's called explaining the game basics, so there's a learning curve. You idiots are basically forcing all of the people that don't know how to play these games to prevent them from playing it because you whine so much about, oh, instructions. what you know has no relevance to the fact that the game still requires instructions. I don't care if you guys played 8 Fallout games. That has no relevance to the fact that the instructions are not put in the game and they're required to be there so anybody can actually friggin' understand how the hell to use them. Because there is no directional out of the vault. There is no, oh, the upper right corner of the screen has no relevance to anything without the game developers telling you it does. Yes, you need the game developers to tell you that upper right corner of the screen actually is an objective. If you're too dumb to understand why that requires to be that way, that means you're putting your own opinions and thinking, trying to explain away a situation you can't explain. So that's all I have to say about this, and